What's good, y'all? It's your boy Fred Marvin, aka Marvelous, and you're watching The Marvelous World. Today, I'm talking about football. To be honest, I like to talk about the receiver and defensive back dynamic because that's what I was in high school. Didn't get a chance to do that in college. Ran track in college, as you guys know if you've watched any of my videos. And I like to really look at the way that these receivers use their athleticism, use their speed, to run routes. We're going to start breaking down some highlights, and we're just going to talk about some of the good things, the bad things, some of the things that these wide receivers, DBs, could probably work on in terms of getting their speed right. As a speed coach, as a track coach for myself, I just like to look at the posture, the form, but also how there's so many similarities between track and other sports, especially football, where guys are running around full speed, doing their thing. All right, so let's hop to it. The first matchup that I want to talk about, the A.J. Brown versus Jaire Alexander. Any situation where speed has to be used, the person who can control their speed the most is going to win. And that's what you see here with A.J. Brown. A.J. is really good with using his top speed, but also controlling his speed, changing directions, and as you see, breaking it off. Jaire is chasing it but can't catch up, right? So A.J. obviously is faster than Jaire. Just his ability to change directions, change speeds, he uses that to his advantage. If we go back to the beginning of the route, he's kind of playing with Jaire and trying to make him think that he's going deep at first. Then he makes him think he's going to stop. Then he goes deep again. He's just playing with his speed. He's making him think he's going one way, going the other way. And in football, that's really all it is. You're never really using 100% of your speed until you catch the ball and you got to run away from somebody. Then yeah, you use your speed. So the other thing that I like to look at with the receivers is once they do catch a breakaway or once they do get away from the defenders, you can really see their form kind of showing up. Like watching AJ run, you're like, that's what you would want a 100-meter sprinter. Obviously knees up a little bit more, but that's what you would want a 100-meter sprinter to look like. Lower half of his leg coming through the middle, and how fast and aggressive his arms are running, even with the ball in his hand. Like that's the type of thing that you're really teaching in track. Throughout the game, it looks like Jaire was matched up with AJ like pretty much one-on-one, which is weird because they don't always do that. Jaire a lot of times plays zone, and he's best in the zone. Even though he likes to say that he's a one-on-one cover guy, he's best in the zone. If you watch most of his highlights from last year, years before, a lot of his interceptions are jumping routes that were not routes that he was covering, routes that are overlapping where he was, right? So if you're looking at Jaire and he's trying to become this guy who's one-on-one, you know, a lot of times when he's making plays on the ball, usually he's backed off. He's kind of playing with his space between him and the receiver. He's in a zone type of feel. So you could tell that A.J. Brown was gonna mess him up in this game because it looked like they were playing man-to-man with Jaire on A.J. And that did not go so well. You see a little trash talking and whatnot, but essentially, if it's a route that is gonna be crossing or slant, or even here where AJ can use his physicality and push Jaire off of him and then catch the ball, AJ's gonna win every time. Jaire really will have to anticipate a situation where, you know, the ball's gonna be thrown and he can kind of jump the route. Here, I don't think Jaire is covering him. Like I said, it's another situation where, you know, he's using his speed to toy with the defender. The defender's trying to prevent him from going deep. And that's why I say you don't always have to use your 100% speed. Like AJ pretty much came out and did a stride, you know, like came out and strided, made their DB feel like he was going to go longer than he was, and then broke the route off. Very, you know what I'm saying? Very simple, smooth, relaxed, and then just kind of using his wiggle to get the first down. And this is just another example of AJ toying with his speed. You don't see it yet, but it's basically a simple out route, you know, uses his pivot, gets up the field. You know, Jaire was basically getting burnt the entire time. So it makes you think, like, you know, Jaire a lot of times tries to make himself, you know, sound like the guy. A lot of people, when he gets the better of people, you know, he likes to celebrate, he likes to get on people. A lot of receivers don't like him for that, which is why they have a lot of beef. They'll typically have a lot of battles whenever he's going up against a big, like, popular receiver. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that Jaire got the best of AJ this week, or do you think that AJ won the battle? Do you feel like speed came into a factor, like the fact that AJ's a lot faster than Jaire, and so he's able to toy with his speed, he's able to maneuver and make different moves with his routes and make it harder for Jaire to understand what he's doing? Or do you think that the scheme of the way that the Packers played the Eagles was just wrong and they should have had Jaire in more of a zone? Because to me, he's more likely to be successful when he's playing zone, when he's not matching up against the number one. Just put him in the proper area. Put him to the open side of the field if you feel like they're going to throw that way. Like, put him in the proper area for him to be successful. Don't fall into the trying to put him with the number one receiver, because depending on who it is, he may not match up well. So y'all tell me what y'all think, and then we'll talk about it. All right, peace.